Gunna has like crossed out of this like street music shit. He's kind of like in this like fly type of like a little bit like almost like international to a certain extent. Like that little hood booger, Atlanta, I'm a gangster. Like he's not doing that no more. He's for the girls. He's for the bad bitches. He's for the people with passports. Like Lil Baby are for the niggas that got like dried up snot under their nose. Like, you know what I mean? Don't have deodorant. You know what I mean? Like the scammers who like just like Lil Baby's kind of for the bum niggas. You get what I'm saying? Like that's how his music resonates. Gunna, you're gonna see that nigga in Mykonos, Monaco. Yo, he looks like his shirt is tucked in his pants. I'm telling you, right now, Gunna's aesthetic. And by the way, I'm not even criticizing Thug, but I'm giving him some advice. Gunna is the byproduct of when your aesthetic.
I mean, I've always known Gunna as a swag rapper. Like, you know, when Gunna first came out, he was talking about drip and, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't never hear Gunna trying to be like a gangster rapper. Like, yeah, Young Thug was repping YSL and, you know, Gunna was, talking about slime shit and all that. But I haven't heard any songs where Gunna's talking about, spinning the block and, shooting at people or robbing people. Like, I think Gunna, for the most part, is when I started listening to him, he always was like a rapper that raps about getting fly and, being on some P shit. So, I mean, the only thing Gunna's done since he's came out of jail is he lost weight. He got in really good shape. He hasn't responded to, any of the hate as far as people calling him a snitch and an informant. And I think the best thing Gunna's done is when he got out of jail, he went right back to working and putting out his songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of just doing the antics like Young Thug is doing, Gunna went right back in the lab and went right back to doing what he was doing before he got locked up. Now, when you look at Young Thug, you had the jail phone calls leaked from Young Thug where he was being a gossip girl. He was talking to his girlfriend, Mariah the Scientist, talking shit about, Future behind his back, talking shit about Drake behind his back. He was talking shit about Gucci Mane behind his back to the point where, he had to apologize to everybody. And then we seen that video of Young Thug in the interrogation room. So when Young Thug comes out and, calls Gunna a rat, it's like, bro, like, you were doing things that could be looked at as being a rat as well. And plus, you put Gunna in an uncomfortable situation that he shouldn't have been in the first place. Gunna signed to you as a rap artist. Gunna didn't sign to you as a gang member. You feel me? So when you out here committing crimes and, pulling up on Rich Homie Quan's dad and stuff like that, you feel me? Like, you can't really blame Gunna for telling on you, because, like, bro, you put Gunna in that situation. If anything, you should take some accountability, bro. That's how I look at it. So, I just think Young Thug has really showed that he hasn't really learned anything going to jail, right? Like, you would think he would take his freedom, more. You would think he would appreciate it more, but the fact that he came out and immediately went back to talking about the bullshit, it just goes to show that, when Young Thug was locked up for like those 2 years, I don't think he really learned anything, bro. And Gunna did, you know what I'm saying?
Music. Thug, your problem is your aesthetic doesn't meet your music. Thug, I realize you're starting to sign these new like rage kids. It's kind of like a lot of them sound like opium, right? That's the new wave. I get it, and I hope you're successful in it. I see some of them that look like they might pop off. Cool. But your problem personally is that your aesthetic doesn't match what you're rapping about. You got to pick what you want to do. Do you still want to be gangster? If you want to be gangster, your aesthetic doesn't match that. You give hobo, being honest. If you want to be the fly rapper, you haven't looked fly. And again, I get it. I'm not like the most stylish person, but it was a time you kind of like came across like this really like, just like left field but eccentric type of like fashion guy or fashion forward guy. These wife beaters are killing you, my brother. The lean gut is killing you, my brother. Like you gotta recreate that look. If you're gonna,
I gotta agree with Akademiks, man. Ever since Young Thug came out of jail, man, he's had the 4-month-old, belly. You know what I'm saying? The 4-month-old pregnant belly going on. And he's just been wearing weird like outfits. Like Young Thug just be looking like he just wake up in the morning, don't brush his teeth, and just goes outside with the same wife beater that he fell asleep in. Like the wife beaters that Young Thug be wearing, bro, is stuff that you should be wearing under a shirt. You feel me? Like, and it's like, bro, like, you're a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a rapper. You have an image to maintain, and it's like when Young Thug got out, he just didn't care about that shit no more, bro. And at this point, Young Thug should go back to wearing dresses, because a lot of people forget the reason why Young Thug became as popular as he is because he was doing a lot of antics, bro. Remember, he was trying to be Lil Wayne when he first came out, right? He called his album, the first he tried to call it the Carter 6 or something like that. Then Lil Wayne came out and dissed him. Then he said, nah, you know what? I'm going to call it the Barter 6. And that's when Young Thug had clicked up with Birdman, because Birdman and Wayne was having issues at the time. And Lil Wayne's tour bus ended up getting shot at, right? And Young Thug's man ended up going to jail because of that, okay? Then you have the situation where he comes out with an album called Young Thugger Girl. You guys remember that? That's the album where Young Thug was literally wearing a dress on this album cover. Then you had the situation where Young Thug was calling men on social media his bae and his lover and his hubby and shit like that, bro. Like, like Young Thug literally was like pretending that he's, into men. But, from what people say that's actually cool with him, he's into women. That's what they say. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that had a big reason to do why, Young Thug became a popular mainstream artist. But now that he's not doing those things anymore, right? And you have the whole, Ratlanta situation, right? Where you have multiple artists from Atlanta that have snitched, right? I just think that Young Thug's public image just isn't as good, as it was. Plus, Rich Homie Quan passed away. We found out during the YSL trial that, Young Thug and Lil Woody, had something to do with, Rich Homie Quan's dad's barbershop getting shot up. You know what I'm saying? And up until the point where Rich Homie Quan unfortunately passed away, him and Young Thug was not on good terms. Rich Homie Quan, tried to squash the beef with Thug, and, Thug wasn't going for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just a lot of things, man, that I think is like affecting Young Thug. And I think the best thing he could do at this point is just go back to making good music. See, also Young Thug is on probation, so he can't make the gangster rap that he really wants to make, because I think that's a part of his probation agreement. Like, he can't promote certain things in his music anymore, right? The same way how Lil Baby is like ducking that Rico. That's why Lil Baby changed his label name and stuff like that. Like, they can't really talk how they want to talk because they don't want to go to prison. They don't want to incriminate themselves, bro. You know what I'm saying? They do not want to incriminate themselves. You feel me? So, yeah, man, Gunna is in a situation right now where, Gunna's just being himself, bro. Like I said, I don't think Gunna ever was trying to be tough or gangster. I don't think Gunna was ever, making gangster rap music in the first place. So now that Gunna's in shape, it's just improved his image more than it already was before he got locked up. A lot of people thought because Gunna, basically admitted that YSL was a gang, I think a lot of people just assumed that Gunna's career was over, kind of like how 6ix9ine's career was over. But it's been a complete opposite, man. We have a situation where it appears that Gunna is actually more relevant in rap and hip hop than the person that signed him, Young Thug, right? Some would even say Gunna's more popping than Lil Baby right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know, man. Things are real interesting, man. I think this whole snitching thing, it could be the end of the generational run that the city of Atlanta had. Cause I ain't gonna lie, bro, they've really been like the number one city in rap and hip hop for like the last 10, 15 years. And Future just dropped the album. I think Future's album was good, but a lot of people didn't like Future's album. A lot of people feel like it's Future's worst album. Some people think that Future just fell off. I disagree. I just think that there's just a lot of bad attention around the city of Atlanta right now, man. You know what I'm saying?
That type of rapper and have that type of music. The biggest problem with Thug is that Thug's music doesn't match the aesthetic he's going for, and he doesn't know what he wants to go for. I think he still kind of likes the thug type of talking, except you're on probation. You can't really give that aesthetic, and I think that's his problem right now. And Lil Baby, he's ducking a Rico, right? He's like talking half tough, CBFW. Fuck, nigga, keep claiming FOPF, nigga. Don't let the feds run you away from claiming your gang. How many times you gonna change your gang name? No, we not FOPF no more. We CBFW. Nigga, you're RICO, stupid. Rico, the fuck is you talking about, goofy? Like the hell? Are you still trying to be tough or not? That's the problem with these guys. They don't know what they want to do. Gunna has left all of the hood shenanigans behind, and he's making...
Best thing Young Thug could do, bruh, is just sit down with Gunna, bro. I think, bruh, they might as well just do a sit-down interview, bro, and talk about everything, right? Like, Young Thug, have a face-to-face conversation with Gunna on camera and get what you got to get off of your chest. Let Gunna get what he needs to get off of his chest. Because Gunna feels like he didn't snitch, right? Gunna's lawyer came out and said Gunna didn't snitch, right? But we all know what he did is considered snitching in rap and hip-hop culture. But the reality of the situation is, even 21 Savage sat down and did an interview with Big Bank. Shout out to Big Bank. What Drake said? Ass Bang, Pluto 21, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, he sat down with Big Bank and said that he had a conversation with Gunna after he got out of jail. And Gunna really feels like he didn't tell on Thug. I guess he just didn't. I guess, you know, you gotta look at it from Gunna's situation, right? Gunna is not a gangster. You feel me? The man ended up being in jail not because of something he did, but because of what Young Thug did. You know what I'm saying? The owner of the label, his boss, his CEO, the man that signed him to his label, right? Gunna was in jail for like, what, 3 months straight? That's probably the longest amount of time Gunna has ever been in jail. So he was in there losing it. You got to think, this man went from being a millionaire, living a millionaire lifestyle, doing concerts, traveling all around the world, going to the studio, being with the most beautiful women around the planet, you feel me? To being in jail for 3 months straight, bro. The man was losing his mind. So it got to a point where the man wanted to get out of jail so bad, he pretty much just told his lawyer, hey, bro, do what you got to do to get me the fuck up out of here, bro. I tried to hold it down. P.O.P., hold it down. He tried to hold it down as long as he could, bro. And Gunna broke, okay? And, you know, it's easy to comment on a situation like that if you haven't been in a situation like that, you know? So I think Thug and Gunna should have a sit-down interview on Big Bank, you know what I'm saying? Have a conversation. And if they can come to a resolution, bruh, get back to doing music. I seen a clip of Young Thug a couple weeks ago. I think it was like 2 weeks ago, right? Maybe even a week ago, where Young Thug is in a shopping store and they're playing Gunna's music, and Young Thug like looked pissed off and told the dude, hey, bruh, change the song, bruh. Change the song. Like, and it's like, bro, like, Gunna is still signed to you, bro. Like, you're still making money off Gunna, bro. Like, why are you so upset? Why are you so mad? He's still your artist. Listen, maybe Gunna's no longer in a deal, but when Gunna first came out and he dropped the album and he went back to dropping hits and shit, bro, he was still signed to YSL. Bro, Gunna literally came out and did an interview and said, I'm still YSL. So it's like, listen, bro, if Lil Baby was able to forgive Young Thug, if Future and Drake was able to forgive Young Thug for talking shit about them behind their back, being a gossip girl on the jail phone, you feel me? Then Young Thug should be able to forgive Gunna, bro. That's how I personally feel about it, bro. At the end of the day, bro, Young Thug should take accountability for putting Gunna in a situation that he had no business being in, bro. Gunna shouldn't have been locked up in the first place, bro. It was because of Young Thug being a part-time street nigga and a part-time rapper. That's why Gunna ended up going to jail. That's the reality of the situation, bro. You know? Because if Young Thug continues to go down the path that he's going on, he's just gonna be another irrelevant rapper. I'ma just be honest, bro. That album that Young Thug put out when he came out of jail, that shit came and went, bro. I haven't listened to that shit. I listened to that shit one time when it came out. That was it. You feel me? I'm just being honest, bruh. You know? So that's what I think needs to happen, man. I think the whole city. See, the reason why Atlanta was running the rap game for close to 15 years, if not 15 years, is because Atlanta is one of the few cities in America where all of the rappers, for the most part, are united. You feel me? Most of the other cities, bro, like New York, well, that's a state. You get what I'm saying, right? New York, Cali, Florida, most of the rappers is beefing with each other. You feel me? Like, usually whoever's big in their respective city is beefing with the other big person in their city. Atlanta was like really the only city where, for the most part, everybody was cool with each other. And even if they're not cool with each other, they could at least coexist, right? Like, you had the Gucci Mane and Young Jeezy beef, right? You know, somebody ended up passing away, but they was able to eventually coexist to the point where they even did a versus battle together, right? You had the beef with there was a couple of beefs in Atlanta, man. Y'all could talk about it in the comment section, bro. But it never got bad to the point where people couldn't coexist, right? Like, I think Offset and Lil Baby had an issue where they got into some type of altercation. They're still able to coexist. And that's what needs to happen with Atlanta, bro. The only way Young Thug and all these other dudes is gonna keep, doing their thing and rap, bro, is everybody's got to unite, bro. And because listen, bro, the whole snitch Atlanta thing, bro, it's not going away anytime soon, bro. Gucci Mane's like, bro, who would have thought Gucci Mane was snitch, bro? Who would have thought Gucci Mane would end up being a snitch, bro? That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, Atlanta, it's just, even though Gucci's not from Atlanta, but he's repped Atlanta for a majority of his rap career. I think Gucci's from Alabama or some shit like that. But we know Gucci Mane for being an Atlanta rapper, bro. Let's keep it a bean. So, yeah, man, shout out to Gunna, man. Shout out to Akademiks. Shout out to Young Thug, man. I think Young Thug's next album is going to make or break. I'm going to be honest, bro. Like, Young Thug's next album is 100% going to be a make or break situation. If that next album comes out, bro, and it bombs, it's safe to say that Young Thug is irrelevant, bro. He fell off. So it's your boy Days. Make sure y'all subscribe, thumbs up the video, click that hype button for your boy. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. I'm out.